Hi, I'm Katie. I'm the speech pathologist at Clifford Park. I'm just making a quick video to help you to use your pod at home. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about why we have a pod, who we use the pod with, and how we use the pod to model communication. So I've got my pod here. I'm going to talk about why we use a pod. We use a pod to help students to communicate, whether that be that they use this to communicate their message, or that it just helps them sometimes to get their message across, or it might just help them understand the activity or understand the message that's being said to them, because the symbols can help with understanding language as well. So we might use it for students who are nonverbal or don't have very many words. They can use this to get their message across. We might use it with a student who is really difficult to understand, just as an extra tool to help us understand when we really can't. And also for students who just have low language skills. They can still speak sometimes and understand little bits here and there, but just to help them develop their language. So I hope that helps with why we use it and who we use it with. I'll just quickly cover why the book is so big, because I know that's a big thing for a lot of people. That makes it really overwhelming. So if this tool is being used for someone to communicate their message, we don't want to be limiting them in what they can say. So we can say anything that we want to say, because how many words we say isn't restricted by anything. We give students a lot of vocabulary, a lot of words in this pod, so that they can learn to say all different sorts of messages. They're not restricted by only being allowed to say a couple of things if we only give them those symbols. So that's why it's important that there are so many pages. I know it can be overwhelming, and I hope with some ideas I can give you today and some information I can give you today, that you'll be able to have a go using it with your children at home. The most important thing is that students don't just magically know how to use it. We have to show them over and over and over and over again how we use this to communicate a message, so that they can learn it as well. And that's called modelling. So modelling is when we're saying our message using the pod to help students see how we can use it and help them learn to use it themselves. So I'll go into exactly how you use the pod now. So you point to symbols in the pod. So I might say more to say, and that means I go to somewhere else in the pod. Or I could say more, I want some more. And while you're pointing, you're still saying your message. And you can point to one symbol, or you can point to multiple symbols that's in your sentence. It'll always just be the key words for now that you're pointing to, and you're saying out loud the whole message. I'll give you an example. So I might say, look at what I'm doing, isn't it great? Oh, now I'm finished. So I was still saying the whole message, just pointing to my keywords that were on the pod. So now I'll talk about how you get through the pod to other sections. So you follow the numbers in the corner. I hope the video can see that. So you follow the numbers that are on the symbol. So I want to say more to say, and that's got a little 2 in the corner. So I go to page 2, and the categories are down the bottom with the numbers that you go to. So 2, more to say. I think it's, that has a number 4 there. I think it's cool. I think the pod is very cool. It's very cool to help students use language and develop their language. So that's what I think. So to start with, I would recommend just using the first page of the pod throughout your day whenever you can, pointing to symbols like more or finished or help or look or stop. They're words that we say across all different activities and all different situations. So if you just have a go saying those ones, and when you're a bit more comfortable with that, you can even look on the next page, which shows, let's turn the page there. You can look at the next page where there's some other messages. So I'll just show you how to get to other parts of the pod now, because it is a big book. And I would recommend just trying a few different things out that fit into your day well. So something like going to the section with food, or going to the section with activities, or going to the section that has all the different parts, the rooms in a house, or something like that. It is definitely overwhelming, and it just takes some practice to get used to it. But the most important thing is to have a go. So I'll show you how to get to the activities page. So I'll say more to say. I want to do an activity now. I want to do an activity. We'll go to, that has a little 11 in the corner. So we'll go to page 11. I want to listen to some music. Let's listen to some music. So go to page 28. We've got the music on. We could do some dancing, some dancing or some singing. Get out some instruments. So that's how you get through the pod. And it's really important that you're using it to say your message that you would have said, that you would say verbally, say your message. It's not like an activity book, it's a communication book, so to get messages across. So things that you would be saying, you can point in the pod. If your student's new to it, it's fine to open up to a page and, you know, which activity would you like to do? But when they get better at it and it becomes their own message, so we won't know which part of the pod they want to go to. They might be pointing to different things, and normally it's us who'll turn the page for them so that they can just concentrate on their message, not on the book. So they might go more to say, then you'll turn the page for them. Something's wrong. You turn the page for them again and go to 6. I'm tired. That might be what they want to say. So yes, they're pointing to the symbols, and us as the communication partner will turn the book for them to get where they want to go. But really the most important thing, I think, for a lot of our students is that it's just still being modelled at home during this time when they can't be at school. So please just have a go. Let me know if you have any questions. I can make more of these if it's helpful to people. Just a quick note that not all pods look the same. So there are all different types of pods, and that depends on how many pictures are in the pod, how it's laid out. But if your child can point, then this is exactly how you do it in the same way in all the different pods. Yeah, this one is just called a 1-page opener 20 cell, so that means it has 20 symbols on the page. Other ones might be turned this way and have symbols go like this, but you still follow it in exactly the same way. So the key take-home messages are: 1, model it. That's you say your message with the pod as much as you can, and just start it at the start and have a go playing with different areas. Follow the navigation. Always start and follow the navigation, because we need the students to know how to get to different parts of the pod rather than just flicking to one of the end pages. 3, say your message out loud as you're pointing to a symbol. What more? And say your whole message, even if you're pointing to the key words in the pod, say your whole message out loud. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you can give it a go at home if that's something that the teacher has sent home for your child to have a go with while school isn't on. Thanks very much. Good luck.